I cut off my brother after he slept with my wife and told me to stay out of their business. Years later, they begged me to care for their son while she recovered from a car crash. I, 36M, have been divorced for 3 years. My ex-wife, Caleb, 36F, had an affair with my sister, Alyssa, 32M, which ended our relationship. Caleb and I met through friends when we were 25 at a party, and that's when we started dating. We were in a relationship for 3 years, after which she proposed, and then we got married. We had been married for about 5 years when I discovered she had been cheating on me with my sister. Caleb and Alyssa met for the first time when I brought her home for dinner, 6 or maybe 7 months into our relationship. By then, we knew that we were serious about each other and decided to introduce each other to our families. I had already met her family, it was just her parents since she had no siblings. I, however, had a pretty big family. I am the middle child, our oldest sibling is Chris, 40M, and he's pretty much the only person I'm speaking to from my family now. The first time that I brought Caleb home for dinner, she got along well with everybody, but most of all with Alyssa. They realized that they had a lot of things in common, like their favorite TV shows, books, and even the kind of cuisine that they enjoyed, and they really bonded over that. I thought it was cute, I had no idea what it would turn out to be in the future. They became really good friends and I was happy that Caleb was getting along so well with my family. I also had a good relationship with Alyssa at that point in time since we were closer in age compared to Chris. Alyssa and I would sometimes even go out on double dates with our respective partners and we had a lot of fun times together. He had a couple of short-lived relationships while Caleb and I were together, so he would bring a different guy on every date and would even joke about how he wished Caleb had a sibling so he could just date him instead. He would occasionally make comments about how Caleb was the perfect guy and how lucky I was, but I always took them as compliments, never reading too much into it because I genuinely thought that he was just praising Caleb and I did not think there was anything wrong with it. I never thought that maybe he was hinting at something because that's how much I trusted and loved him, that it didn't even occur to me that maybe he had a thing for her. When Caleb proposed to me and then we got married, there was nobody happier than Alyssa. As a matter of fact, he was even the best man at my wedding. So you can imagine how hurt I was after 5 years of being together. I discovered that the two of them had been sleeping together behind my back. Before you ask, there was nothing going on that could have made me suspicious about the two of them. I trusted Alyssa more than anything in the world, and I also trusted Caleb. In my head they would never do anything to hurt me, and I was sure of it. So for 5 years, Caleb and I had a really smooth sailing relationship. There were a couple of minor hiccups here and there, like she wanted kids, and I was not ready for it. She wanted me to spend less time at work, but that was not an option for me because I earned more than her, and the kind of lifestyle that we had, we needed my income to support ourselves financially. She thought I was too career-oriented and wanted me to be a little more laid back, and no matter how hard I tried, I could not explain to her that we absolutely needed the money both of us were earning to have a stable lifestyle. For context, I am an investment banker, and it's a really demanding job. She works in marketing, and she's good at her job, but she's not very dedicated to it the way that I am. And I'm not complaining about it. I really love my job, and it helps me fulfill my dreams. So why should I not work hard for it? And as for why I did not want kids, well, that's an easy answer. I was not mentally or emotionally ready to be a parent, and I would rather not do something at all than do a bad job of it. Especially when it comes to being a parent, I think if somebody is not ready to be a parent, there is no way that they should be pressured into or coerced into becoming one. I do not want to have kids and then regret my decision, and I had been very clear about it right from the beginning of our relationship. But she had assumed that I would change my mind as we got married and time went on. I don't know why she thought that I would change my mind since I had always said that I did not want kids. Anyway, these were the major bones of contention between the two of us, and most of our fights, the big ones, would usually be about either of these two things. Like every other couple, we would also have petty fights and disagreements, but we were always able to work through these things. Even when we both had big fights, we would make up in the end and we knew that we were in it for the long run. Or at least I knew that. I don't think that she and I were on the same page about it. My point is that we would fight, but we would always make up. She always expressed her love for me, even up until a week before I discovered that she had been cheating on me, and I never had any reason to doubt her loyalty towards me since she never gave me any. However, a week after we celebrated our 5-year wedding anniversary, I found out that she had been having an affair with Alyssa. Even on the day of our anniversary, she was being all cute with me at the party while we were guests and acting like I was the only person she cared about. But that changed significantly after I found out that she had been cheating on me.